You must... Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking. Well, you should bottle it and sell it to Auntie Cleo's. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? I earned my place here. I just told you. My grandfather made millions of bits as CIO. Of course it is. If you have wealth, you're successful. You're welcome. Now, do we have any further business?
Today's trends are tomorrow's trash.
Today's trends are tomorrow's trash.
Nothing exciting.
This property is off limits. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal That's funny. The Minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Sure you are.
If I never smell another Rapt, it'll be too soon.
Weren't you a Sawbones? Figured you ought to have smelled worse.
Sure, but those things reek like bad cologne. It's different.
I'm with you there. At least humans have the courtesy to wait a while before their bodies start to stink.
Most of them.
Are UDL security?
Burning the midnight oil, are we? Welcome to Halcyon Parcel Service. We do, in fact, have a parcel... You're not an official member of the Halcyon Parcels... Oh, I'd have to submit a request for a release form, and then wait for a receipt for my request of a release form. Couldn't say. You're welcome to lodge a complaint in our suggestion box. Excellent.
I'm afraid I can't help you at the moment. Have a prosperous day.
Nothing exciting ever happens around here.
How may I... Halcyon Parcel... That's just... Nope, just parcels. It's very technical. We can ship all the parcels you want. I'm afraid it doesn't look good. I filed that request for you, but our back... Why do you need to know? You know, that is an absolutely sound and sensible line of reasoning. Here's your parcel to be delivered to Mr. Clark, Minister.
best find this week. Go.
Today's trends are tomorrow's trash.
Remember that stranger I saw in the street?
You grew up in Byzantium, right?
Don't rub it in.
Oh, well, don't get all prickly. I just haven't met someone who left the high life on purpose.
I'm from there, but I'm not really from there, if you follow. They're on us.
There's nothing to... Yeah? Looks like your papers are in order. All right, go on through.
A UDL security attendant is always prepared.
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
So, this is one of the guys who runs the colony, huh?
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off. Slowly and loudly, I said, you may tell Charles to go fuck himself. Then you're not part of That means you're a dissident? But what are you doing here? Drugs, of course. What else? Back to idiot. I don't have any drugs.
I don't know if our chemicals are here, but this guy is definitely not.
Will that be all, then? Process of elimination. Of course, of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way. Chairman Rockwell.
Yeah, sure. It's always someone else who ordered the hookers and energizing ointment.
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters.
This colony's problems have always seemed to trickle down from the top.
Exactly.
We really gonna do this?
This is about more than bits. This is about the survival of the colony. If you don't help, who will? Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter. Via the Acropolis District, of course. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. This is our chance. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. But they need to know what's happening here. Why indeed. But I'm afraid I don't have many options. Besides, I've nothing to lose. Good.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Oliver? Can't leave me alone, hmm? Now, do we have any... What's wrong? This city... But now... Oh, by tell me. Well, it should be. It's not right.
She's got a point. We're probably gonna get shot at any.
Yes. What is that person's job well, it doesn't matter. Fantastic. I hear... Unless of... These codes... The same way anyone gets anything here. Bits might... For favors...
Marilyn, is that you?
Lars, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble. I don't know what to say. She's usually not like this. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right? Are you trying to make me look bad?
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors. She's right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we? The neighbors would talk, and not in a good way.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
quietly, if you don't mind.
Well, we're trying to avoid further embarrassment.
I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the neighbors saw you two stomping about.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
Damn right, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time. What in the void did you do? I didn't like how things went down either, but did you have to go and kill them? That wasn't a problem before it meant killing my folks in their own home. You're on your own now. Consider my debt to you forgotten and canceled. Can we talk? Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas. Mother would drop her mock apple cider. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me to come. Then Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. I'm used to rough situations. But I want to talk about me now. Can I just have a drink and punch some poor defenseless pillow instead? Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. Wait a second. What if I could get that money? I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves. What a relief. The less time we have to spend in Byzantium, the better.
The Acropolis district is off limits. Move along.
You could have asked me, you know.
What in the law's name are you on about? Honest mistake. Why don't you come back another time and we can take this from the top? As I recall, you were saying something about being tired and needing a breather. Sure. Let me just take that off your hands. Did I say restricted area? Slip of the tongue. What I meant was, welcome to the Acropolis district.
I never could have handled the desk job.
I'm not sure I have ever, in my entire life, felt more out of place than I do at this moment.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of
Do we
Polway
really need all the
Pharmaceuticals.
security? I have to go through 3 checkpoints just to take a bathroom break.
A UDL...
Can't be too
Our
careful.
UDL security attendant is always prepared. Stay your... Please step away. This entry is for high-priority HHC business only. Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. But this looks right. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form. Now, let's see. Damn it. When did I run out of forms? Well, how nice for you. Do you have any idea how long it takes to request new forms? Or how many citations I'll get for impeding HHC business in the meantime? Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience. So try anything funny, and they'll paint the walls with your guts.
Apologies for the wait. I was arranging my stationery. Personal Assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. Ah. Oh, you were being serious. Will there be anything else? Excuse me, just a moment. I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors. What? Oh dear. Thank you for reminding me.
Nice and easy.
You could dismantle a single room of this place, sell the materials, and feed everyone on Monarch for a month.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Not without signing a waiver.
If you see any sprats loose...
Don't let the guards hear you asking questions or peeking.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Not without signing
I think
a
I'm
waiver.
gonna start taking my lunches out in the city. That woman from downstairs.
That scientist? The one who's been hounding the clerks? Ooh, gives me the shudders, too.
What?
Don't let the guards hear you asking questions or peeking... Sorry,
Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Not without signing a waiver.
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone without X-36 level clearance.
It's okay. I'm a doctor.
I don't care if you're a brain surgeon.
Worth a try.
Like I said. I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearances on the list.
Sorry, I'm kinda in the middle of something. I knew it! He's eating your lunch too, isn't he? That greedy little cysty pig. This is great. I finally have someone else to complain to.
What I'd give for a surplus of food to complain about.
Complaining is a competitive sport in Byzantium.
You'll get your turn. Oh, that's no problem. I can get you into the lab. In fact, let's go there now. Theodore's out right now, but we should be ready when he gets back. This is going to be so good. Hold, I need a favor. Think you could let my friend through just this once? After all, you still owe me.
Fine. But I don't want to hear anything about the catch-up packet incident ever again. And she's on her own if she runs into the guards downstairs.
You're the best, Holt.
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That batch failed spectacularly.
I saw a variance in the results that we never accounted for, so I had the techs run the trial again. And the
I can take a hint.
What was that? I better take a look.
Of course, but we're obligated to explore every possibility.
I haven't seen you before. You're not a test subject. Developing new Tyleritos
Take your best shot, asshole!
No visitors allowed, citizen. I'm gonna need to see some identification. Let me guess. She's still holding the catch-up packet incident over Holt's head. We've talked to her before. Just get out of here. Huh? What are you talking about? What? Oh. Listen.
If you don't mind my saying, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. I'm glad to hear that. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. You walked through Edgewater, and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to... All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky. Not always. You should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. The board doesn't know what to make of you. But I do. You have something I want. Yes, I'm aware that you stole a batch of precious chemicals and destroyed an important experiment. My scientists tell me they'll restore the damage you've done within a matter of months. But I'm not here to talk about minor set. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Wells was our mistake. I'm sending you my access code.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated.
I've kept myself busy in your absence. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have... You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, something about this feels wrong. I don't know why the board would... I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. I know! I've suspected as much for years. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse. That's not a plan. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists in the board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. We need to get to those colonists before the board. Merciful gibbering law! You're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but...
Your instincts are correct. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers. You absolutely should. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, I think you should use the code and send a corrupted track. The board's going to catch up to me sooner or later. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses. Certainly. It wouldn't surprise me. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process. Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly.
Can we talk?
So we're really gonna do this? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Something tells me you're the first person to ever utter those words, Captain. I think this whole plan's insane. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony. Coming from anyone else, that would... Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. You're too trusting. Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. Anything else?
I bet you'll like Rebecca. What's up?
Captain, I hope you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Come visit me in Byzantium. Meet me in my office.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain.
Everybody get down! Not so fast. All right, you're clear. The adjutant's expecting you. Go on through.
On my way, Cap.
Heading back.